Mil de Cervantes said, "To be prepared is half the victory." Greetings to you. Once upon a time in Italy, there lived a farmer. He was a hard-working, decent man who had a prosperous farm, which was his lifetime achievement. But just like with all of us, his clock didn't go backwards, and every day he seemed to put a tiny little bit of additional weight onto his tired shoulders. But since he was also a very reasonable man, one day he decided he would have to find someone who could help him to manage his farm. He thought it would have to be someone who would be able to be confident around the cattle and who would take good care of the livestock. So one day, this farmer saddled his horse and went to the nearest village, intending to find the help he needed. While looking around the main square, he spotted a young fellow. He was tall, but also quite thin. The only young man who was there, though. So the farmer decided to address him. "I'm looking for someone who could help me with my farm. Are you in search of employment?" "I wouldn't mind that at all, sir," the young man replied. The farmer asked, "Do you have any experience working on a farm?" "I can sleep during a stormy night," the young man replied. "Excuse me?" The farmer was startled. "I can sleep during a stormy night," the young man repeated calmly. Hearing this, the farmer thought that this young man must have been somehow disturbed, so he left him there and went on wandering through the town. All day long, he walked the streets of that small town, but he wasn't able to find anyone who would have liked to work on his farm. So as the evening approached, the farmer went back to the main square to get his horse and head towards his property. He noticed the tall young man from before who was still sitting there. As the farmer was tired and resigning honest intent, he thought it wouldn't make any difference to give it another try. So he asked him, "Would you like to work on a farm?" "I can sleep during stormy nights," was again the answer. "You know what? Come with me if you want. We will see what you can do," the farmer said, and the young man was happy enough to follow him. A few weeks passed, and this young man was working at the farm, but the farmer didn't really have the time to check on him since he was busy himself. Until one night when a terrible storm broke out. The farmer knew the wind would blow the straw away, scare the cattle, and blow the gate of the barn and of the stables open. So he rushed to the young man's room to wake him. He kept knocking on his door repeatedly and shouting out while the storm was roaring outside, but still he received no answer. So the farmer went down to the stables himself and was ready to face this catastrophe. When he saw the stables and the barn's gates both were shut, the straw and the feed sacks were all well fixed, and the animals were safe and sound inside their boxes, a smile appeared on the old farmer's wrinkled face, and he thought to himself, "Yes, this young man could truly sleep during a stormy night." So, my dear friends, don't you think if we are proactive and prepared, we would be tiding through times of stress more capably and smoothly rather than running helter-skelter? No matter what you do in life, always plan and be prepared so that you don't panic when an emergency arises. If you know that you are doing and prepared, you too can sleep through any storm. For tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Thank you for listening. Have a well-planned day.